Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lay. If you're new, welcome. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. I'll insert a picture here of the look that I did using this palette, and I am a little under the weather, and I did just... Sorry about the noise in the background. That's actually Dylan watching her tablet. It's actually Dylan watching her tablet, so there might be some like small sounds in the background, so my apologies. To see what I think about the Subculture palette, just make sure you stay tuned and keep watching. First and foremost, let me just say a few things about the Subculture palette. This palette retails for about $54, I believe. I'll have it linked in the description bar. And it comes with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 shades, so that's actually not too bad. It comes in this, which is the exact same packaging as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. It's just a different color. The sides of the pans are the same. Pros to this palette: its shade ranges are super beautiful. Like, this is a perfect palette for the fall time. There has been a lot of controversy regarding this palette, and a lot of people don't like it and say that they got really bad palettes. I personally did not get a bad palette. I will say sometimes there are some inconsistencies with the eyeshadows, and you do have to make sure that you blend. If you don't blend, you might get some patchiness, and certain colors don't really blend well together. That's just my personal opinion. I have used this palette twice already, and I liked the looks that I came up with using it. One of my favorite colors is the color Adorn, and that's that shimmery gold at the top. I also really like the shade All Star and New Wave. Those are just some of my favorite shadows out of this palette. So you'll see I actually use my favorite colors out of this palette. I used it in the demo that I'm going to show you shortly. If I had to give this palette a rating, I would give this 3.5 stars. The reason I say 3.5 is because it's not user-friendly for beginners because of the soft shadows and some of the inconsistencies. If you're a newer makeup artist or just a makeup enthusiast and you haven't had the proper training, it might be a little difficult for you to blend and get the look that you may have in your head, because sometimes the look that you have in your head isn't the look that you get. Like, one of the colors that stands out to me is the shade Destiny. It looks like a hunter green in the palette, but then when you put it on, it kind of has like a gray, like I guess the base color for it might have been gray, which is fine. But if you're looking to have a hunter green look, that's not the palette that you want to use, because that's not the look that you're going to get. It's going to be a little more dirty. It can be a good thing in the makeup world. It doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, it's bad. It's just, you know, dirty. So guys, I really don't want to hold you up, and I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. I think the palette is a great palette, and I think that if you are into the fall colors, that you'll really enjoy it. Just make sure that you have the proper base and that you take your time and blend. Really? So before we get into the demo and the tutorial, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can see anytime I upload a video. I'm trying to be more consistent when it comes to uploading my videos, so make sure that you hit the bell so that you can be notified every time that I put something up. And to see the demo on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, please make sure that you stay tuned and keep watching. So we're going in with the Subculture palette. I went ahead and I did my base, and I set it with a cream eyeshadow. And the first shade that I'm going to go in with using the palette is the shade New Wave. And it's this beautiful kind of like mustardy orange. And I absolutely love this color. It's probably one of my favorite shades in the Subculture palette. So I'm just taking a fluffy Sephora brush. This is, I believe, the number 27 blending brush, and I'm just blending that all in the crease using small circular motions and also back and forth windshield wiper motions. I do have a video on how I blend a smoky eye, and I go into depth about how I'm blending, so check out that video. And now I'm using this Mikasa pencil brush, and I'm taking this color. So with small patting motions, I'm tapping in the color All Star, which is this really pretty like maroonish purpley red, and I'm creating a halo eye if you haven't been able to tell already. So I'm going to pat that all over the outer corner. I'm going to lightly blend it throughout the crease closer to the lid, and then I'm also going to pack it on the inner corner using the same pencil brush. I will have a video on how to properly blend a halo eye, so be on the lookout for that, but for today just know I'm doing a halo eye. So once I've got my color placed, I'm going to take that same Sephora blending brush and I'm going to blend out the edges. I'm going to do small back and forth windshield wiper motions, and as you can tell, it'll nicely and slowly blend that color out. You do want to make sure that you take your time with this because smoky eyes can be a little tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. So I'm just going, anytime you feel like you've lost a little bit of color, it's a good idea to just go back and pack that color where you want it to be more pigmented. So now I'm trying this trick. I usually use my MAC Soft Ochre paint pot, but today I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape to sculpt out my eyelid. So I'm taking a flat concealer brush and I'm just going to place that on the center of the eyelid, making sure that I don't erase too much of that all-star color. Now once I've perfected my concealer and I have it in the shape that I want, I'm going to take another flat eyeshadow packing brush and I'm going to take the color Adorn, which is this super beautiful gold copper color. Like if gold and copper had a baby, this would be that color. And I'm going to pat that on the center of the wet concealer. And if you hear like crunching in the background, that's Callie. Now with a pencil brush, I'm just going to add some more of that all-star color, just so it all blends into one. And now I'm going to add a thin line of gel, well this is liquid eyeliner, and then I'm going to add some lashes. I believe I use the Allure 115s, which are mostly for length because with a halo eye, I like to show off my eyes. So click on the link here to see how I apply my eyelashes right here. Now moving on, we're going to go ahead and do our face. I'm starting with the Hangover Primer, and you all know this is my ride or die. Like I had to use the last little bit of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that all over my face to prime my face and prep it for my foundation. Since it doesn't really do much for my pores, I'm going in with the Benefit Porefessional, and I am squeezing the tax dollars out of this bad boy. I'm going to place that all over the areas where I have larger pores, and I'm just kind of smoothing it out and pushing it into the skin so that it can really fill out those pores. And just to smooth everything out, I'm taking the Makeup Forever Step 1 primer in the smoothing one, which is the dark gray. And I'm just smoothing that over where I put the Porefessionals. Now you all have noticed, I have been loving this foundation. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Beauty Elixir. And this is the shade 757 Golden Tan, and this has been my bae. And I'm just using a dirty beauty blender. Don't judge, I know, but it's what I could grab. So I'm going to go ahead and place that color all over my all over my, so now, sorry about that, that was Dylan. I'm going to go ahead and bounce that foundation on top of my primer. And just a side note, the foundation that was already on the Beauty Blender is the same foundation. Now, I'm sorry, I'm watching something on TV. I have been loving this Maybelline Camo Apricot. I don't know if it's like a conceal stick, but it's a color corrector. And this has just been covering up my dark circles. It hasn't been peeking through my concealer. I absolutely love this. It's really lightweight and it's perfect if you want to blend things on top. I usually do that before my foundation, so as you can see, I had already started my foundation and I really had to go over it again. But watch as my foundation just covers it. It doesn't peek through. It's just the most amazing color corrector I've ever used. So we're going to go ahead and pat all that in. And I just want to make sure that I really get up in there. So now to brighten and conceal under my eyes, I'm using the Milani concealer in the shade number 05. And then I'm going to go over it with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade medium. Tarte Shape Tape is to brighten and conceal. And the darker one by Milani just helps bring it down because this Tarte concealer is really light for me. So putting the Milani underneath just really helps blend it out and make it so it's not too bright. But I do like a bright under eye, so in a way it kind of works. Woo! Now I'm going in with this contour stick by Milani. You guys, this has been the best cream contour I've ever used. And I used to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, but I will have a video in depth with my contour, so stay tuned for that as well. So on the bottom lash line, I just went ahead and I added the All-Star color, and I'm going to go ahead and pop on some mascara and eyeliner. I used black eyeliner because I like black eyeliner. I used the shade Blacker by Marc Jacobs. And in my inner tear duct, I use the color Electric from the Subculture palette. And now to set underneath my eyes, you guys know this was in my favorites video. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade number 30, medium deep. And I'm just going to place that. I place the most product closer to my nose because that's where I get the most oily. And then I take whatever's left over and I place it under my eyes. I usually don't have to bake too much because under my eyes can get really old and cracked looking if I bake too much. So I'm just placing the powder where I get the most oil, which is around my nose area. And I'm going to go ahead and cut them cheeks. Now this brush, I love it. It's by e.l.f. and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me 330. It's like the foundation powder. I'm just using this to help set the powders around my face. I don't typically put this in the center of my face. I usually just use this for the perimeter. And I'm taking this Milk Makeup highlighting stick. I think it's the only one that they have. And I'm placing that on my cheeks for basically my highlight prep. Now I'm going in with this color Swiss Chocolate by MAC, and it's like completely messed up my hair. Like, for some reason my hair just won't stay down. But the Swiss Chocolate by MAC, and I'm using that to set my cream contour, cream bronzer. And I really love the way this turned out. I love Swiss Chocolate on top of this. I just think it made my contour look so nice and warm and bronzed. And then I'm going to mix the shade Peaches and the shade Copper Tone, and I'm just going to place that on my cheeks, and that'll be my blush color, just to help bring a little warmth. And it is, when you mix it with Copper Tone, it does make Peaches a little more nude, so it does help give you more of like a natural flush. So here I'm taking my highlighting brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that powder away. I like to blend it into my nose contour just so that it helps tone it down. And now I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero highlighting palette, and I'm going in with the shade 143 and Glow Getter. I'm mixing those two shades together, and I'm just placing that on the high points of my face, cheekbones, forehead, nose, and Cupid's bow. And now I'm going in with Gone Burgundy and Pink Blink. Gone Burgundy is by Wet n Wild and Pink Blink is by Rimmel. I have been loving these Rimmel liquid lipsticks, and I'm going to have a lip swatch video. If I don't already have it up, I'll have it linked in the description bar. But girl, these are my jam. I love these liquid lipsticks. So now using the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, I'm going to go ahead and set my face, and then that will complete this tutorial. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, ladies, makeup is an art, so be your own kind of beautiful. Love you guys. Till next time, stay blessed.